Hey there. So, today we're going to talk about recalibrating your coaching business. And essentially, what I mean by that is people who have been doing a lot of work in their business and really going for it have found themselves essentially in a place where they don't want to be. They're feeling stuck, or they're feeling like they're just not got the momentum that they should be having given they're putting all the work in. So, what's super important here is to just stop for a moment to recalibrate. And there are a few steps in place to do that, and we're going to run through them today with you now.
Yes, I think the majority of clients who do come to us have come to us because they're either at the very start and they've just decided, look, I'm going to start with the support of someone,
Yeah.
or they're coming because they've either had support from someone else and it hasn't worked out, or they've been trying to do it themselves and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
And what generally happens in that period between starting the business, you go from this super excited place. Obviously, anyone who's starting a business should be excited about it, and they have been excited about the vision that they've had for that business. But over time, things have started to come into play where they're less confident about running the business,
Yeah.
and they start to potentially aim a little bit lower in terms of the clients they're working
Yeah.
with, the prices they're charging, and just how they're operating in the business.
Yeah.
So it's not the original vision, it becomes a lessened version of that. And that is what really is taking the excitement out of it. So
Yeah.
recalibration is so important to be able to kickstart and go again with that initial excitement that you
Yeah.
had for your business.
And that first step really is just literally rewriting your vision. So if you think back to what it is you wanted to do and how you felt like was the best way to deliver that, literally get a pen and paper and write that out. It's so good for helping you be able to visualize again what it is that you want to do, and just peel back all the blur and the other things that have been building on top of you and stopping you from going forward in your business and derailing that vision. So write out that vision, be super clear on what that is. Take as much time as you need to do that, so long as it's very clear and it's simple and you've managed to pull that clutter away.
Yeah, and the thing about actually taking the action of writing it down on paper is you can't change that. So if you start talking about the vision in your head, it's so easy to go, oh, but maybe I won't actually aim for those people because maybe they're a little bit beyond me at this point. Whereas when you write it down with limitless possibilities, write it down with the best thoughts of yourself and your capabilities in your mind. So you're just expressing the business that you would actually really love to run.
Yeah. So that's the first step. Write down the clear vision of what it is that you are trying to achieve. And then the second step requires you to write down the reasons that you lowered your vision, that you derailed it somehow, that you took it down a different path. Be super clear on what took you there. Note those out so you've got your vision separate, and then the reasons for it being it had gone another way.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is for everyone, we have these stories that we tell ourselves. The insecurities start to rise to the surface, and some people are very conscious of those insecurities.
Yeah.
They might be quite anxious about running a business and operating it in the way that they always thought they would. Some people they're buried deep, and you actually have to do quite a lot of internal work to bring them to the surface, or at least acknowledge them and observe them before saying, okay, I'm ready to do the work on this to remove those hurdles, those obstacles, so I can actually start running the business that I want to run.
You want to be very clear as well on what's truth, and then what's false. What's something that's perhaps you're telling yourself that isn't evidence based.
Yes.
Something that's come from an insecurity or come from a fear. So you want to be very clear on dragging those out and making them separate as well.
Yeah, and again, the action of talking those out or writing them down makes you have to look at them and say, okay, is that true or is that not true? And you're looking at it from a third party perspective almost, and being able to be truthful about it. Is it a fact, or is it something, an opinion that I've told myself, or is it an opinion that someone else has placed upon me?
Yeah. It's a lot of mindset work, and that's how you do it, by being super clear and pulling things out like that. And then the next stage is really planning. So now you've gotten that all down on paper, you want to then be able to go back to your vision and then look at a very clear, simple, direct plan of how you get to where you are now with the vision that you have to where you want to be. And you can stage that out as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, business should be very simple. It can be simple, it should be simple, You just need to put that simplicity into your planning, because there's so many other complexities that come with running a coaching business, from your own internal work that you have to do, your own growth and your own mindset,
Which is okay.
to your clients and the complexity that they bring. When we're working with people, naturally there are complexities that come with it. So you want to have a very simple, straightforward, streamlined business so that you can put your energy into solving some of those complexities.
Yeah, that's it. Once you've gotten that down and that's very clear to you, that is half the battle over. Like, the rest is just you doing what you do best. That's serving your clients, right?
Yeah. So we've got this plan. We've got this vision for the business. What's also great is that you write down why this vision can actually come to fruition.
Yes.
What we've talked about, the evidence for why those stories might be wrong that you've been telling yourself about, but we also need to build up your self-belief by adding that evidence, adding those facts as to why can I actually deliver this outcome for my clients? Why am I the person to be able to work with these individuals? Because if you're operating a coaching business, if you've started one, then there must have been a reason why you did it. You've either experienced success yourself in something, you've overcome something, you've achieved something, or you've helped other people through a challenging time, or helped other people realize an opportunity. So write all of that down, because that's the thing that's going to give you that self-belief to then push you to actually deliver on your vision.
And that's inspiring, that stuff as well. People who want to be and want to achieve the things that you're offering them can see your own story, and that is an inspiring thing. So you should take from your own inspiration, your own story, and go from there.
Yeah. So when it comes to the plan, like I said, we want to keep this very simple. A coaching business is very simple. You've got a product or service that you're offering. You've got the offer. That offer should be single-minded. It should be very simple. I help X people do X in whatever time frame, or to achieve whatever, very tangible, very easy to comprehend for your audience.
Yeah.
You've then got the attraction of clients. Again, this can be quite systematic. So just how you're going to get in front of the right people, how they're going to be able to consume your message, and how you're going to actually have that initial interaction. In our business, we tend to attract that interaction as opposed to go out and get it. We're not doing like outbound. We're expecting inbound from the content that we're producing.
Yeah, it's a real weight off you when you know every part of your process and you know that it works.
Yeah, and I could go on through the whole process, but I think you're getting the picture. Make sure it's systemized. Make sure, as Jenna said, you know exactly what you're doing at each step.
You're giving something tangible.
Yeah.
Then the next stage would be to commit. So essentially, here is where we're talking about you just stop with the writing and theorizing and worrying and mulling over, and then you just start taking action.
Yeah, there's no easy way to do this. There's no magic pill for it.
No.
You just have to commit. And that just starts by every day you're committing to that vision. You're actually going to follow through on what you've said you're going to do. And by doing that, you will actually build up your self-belief. You might still have those insecurities in the background. I say you will still have those insecurities in the background. You'll still have those doubts, but you working on that every day, you working on your business towards the best version of the business that you know it can be, is proving to yourself that you're willing to actually put your neck on the line, back yourself, and go for this.
Yeah, and a lot of that can look like leaning on the plan. So long as you've got a good plan, then that is where you can start committing, because you know each day or each week what it is that you need to do to push the dial forward, to get work done that's actually going to impact your clients and impact your business positively.
Yeah, and that's how you know that the commitment is actually there, because in your content, in your marketing that you're putting out, you're staying true to the message that is required for you to deliver the vision for your coaching business. You're putting pen to paper, you're getting on video, you're showing people that this is what I stand for, this is the expert that I am, and this is what I'm offering.
Yeah.
And that's just going to be reinforced each and every day.
And what's really crucial as well, which that actually leads us on to the next step as well, is that when you have people reaching out to you, or you have people within your network that you think could be a good fit, you need to know specifically what is an ideal client to you and what isn't. And no matter where you are in your business, if you haven't had people reach out for a while, if things aren't moving along, do not bring on people who are not an ideal fit, because that just takes you again off down this path that isn't your vision, that isn't the business that you want. And it's really hard to come out of that, because it takes a lot from you. It takes a lot of energy from you, and it starts like molding your mindset to a way that is just not correct to the vision that you deserve to have lived out, the one that you know that this is what I want to do and this is how I want to operate as a service provider.
Yeah, so it's a commitment to stay in the course, not only in following through on the things I said that I would do, but not allowing yourself to be tempted by things outside of that vision and going there. And the reason that that's so important is because you're building a reputation in the market as the expert for this particular thing. If you're going to be tempted away by, say someone reaches out to you and says, hey, I'm looking for this, I think you can provide it, and you go, oh, that's not really what I do, I'd have to offer a different program, or I know I can cover that, but you need to say, no, at the moment I'm doing this, and I'm going to stick with this. And it's like, it's great to meet you. What you're looking for isn't what I offer. Maybe you can refer them on to someone else.
You're protecting your power, right? You're protecting your service, and you're making sure that it is the best it can be without getting muddied by what other people might want of it.
Yeah, and this is where it's so important to be running a coaching business, because you want to help a certain type of person achieve a certain thing. You're not in this for the money. If you're in this just for the money, then you are going to get distracted. And maybe you'll get desperate because my business hasn't turned over enough money or hasn't made enough profit. So I'm willing to go outside of it. So that is not what we want, of course.
No, what we want is to get transformational results, right? And going off in different directions away from your vision isn't going to lead to those transformational results, because you only get results that are that good if you are dedicated to a vision and a way of delivering it that you know works. Then you get transformation.
Yeah, and we're working on the long-term success of the business, right? So if you achieve success for someone outside of what you do, then so what? Like, you're not going to be able to tell the rest of your audience about it, because that's going to really confuse them. It's like, oh, I thought you were this, but you've just achieved this for this person. It's great. It's an achievement, but it's not helping your business. It's not helping the long-term success of
or
that.
worse, you do tell people about that.
Okay, so and then as Jenna said, we want to build a transformative program. So the best way to be successful in coaching, in our opinion, is to have results that are so impactful that you're actually changing the trajectory of people's lives. So that obviously requires you to focus on achieving a certain result with your clients. The work isn't on you, but you're aiming to work with people who want to transform from one thing to another, and you're there to enable and support that. So when we're talking about building a transformative program, obviously you're putting your neck on the line. You're trying to be the best coach that you can possibly be, because that's quite a big ask, right? To transform someone's life. We're not just going to, help someone edge along a little bit or help them, feel better about themselves. We're talking about real transformation. We're talking about behavior change, attitude change. We're talking about different outcomes in their life. It could be a complete change in every area of their life.
That is transform, isn't it? It touches everything.
And exactly. So that's what we tend to see is, for example, we're business coaches. We help you transform your coaching business. In the process, it will transform every other pillar of your life. It will make you a better communicator with your partner or your romantic life. It will help in the money aspect of your life, because you've got more security and more confidence in your business and how you spend your money, or maybe increasing your wealth in other ways of spending that profit.
It will help you with your confidence as well, self-confidence.
Yeah, and as a coach, you're on this growth path. So you're looking for growth in all areas of life, whether it be health or relationships or money or purpose.
And can I just say as well, just to add in there, because it's important, you also end up feeling, our clients have felt this, and we have personally felt this when we've gone to our mentors, you feel so much more empowered and comfortable in who you are rather than who you want to be, and you are comfortable and empowered in that. And that really is something that the word transform belongs to. That's something that really is a gorgeous result at the end of it, because it's something that gives you much more than what you can write down on paper.
Yeah, you come back to your soul alignment.
Yeah.
So naturally, once you're at that level, you are looking for all those other ways that you can flourish and blossom in your life. Okay, and then with a transformative program, you've got to price it right. If you are offering your best work and you're at the peak of your capabilities and you're constantly growing, then you need to charge appropriately for that. And it's only right to. If you've been charging lower, if you've been discounting your work, if you've been saying, no, get this offer today and it's half price or whatever it is, you are diminishing your own value. Be confident in what you are capable of producing and then price it appropriately.
You don't want to hear someone say, oh, wow, I thought that would be so much more because of all the value you've given. You know, you've undersold yourself.
Yes. And when you are offering something that is transformative, when you're tapping into real insights about your ideal clients and you have a solution to their biggest problems, then money doesn't matter, because you are going to be offering something that is the thing that they need most right now. So when you talk about how much this program costs, it doesn't matter, because they have so much confidence in you actually delivering that for them.
Yeah.
That of course I'm going to pay whatever it is.
Yeah. You don't want to underestimate what people will pay for transformation, because at the end of the day, we all want the best for ourselves, and we all want to be the better version of ourselves. And to get there, we understand that there's a bunch of sacrifices that need to be made, and ones that we know we want to sacrifice to get there. And that could be leaving your job, and that could be getting rid of unhealthy relationships and like setting set boundaries. But these sort of moves are moves made by people who want your kind of help. So they won't come to you thinking, oh, I'm going to get a bargain here. They're going to you thinking, I know this is going to cost some money and I'm okay with that because I know I'm going to get these great results. This is it.
And actually the level of investment is very correlated to the amount of effort that someone is going to put in. Now, we don't recommend that you look at, okay, I want to work with this particular demographic because they're going to be able to afford my high ticket program. What we recommend is you're offering a high ticket program and you're looking for the right psychographics of your audience and your ideal clients that are actually going to be the ones who are ready to commit to this. And generally, the higher your price point, the more committed someone is, because they're looking to get a return on investment.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying you just go straight out there and start charging 20 grand for your program, because that's going to get you the best results for your clients. But you just have to price appropriately. It has to be a price point that excites you, that is going to bring your best work, but it's also going to be a price point that makes them think, oh yeah, okay, that is a significant investment. I am actually going to follow through. I'm going to surrender to my coach's process, and I'm going to follow through right to the end, because then also you get those fantastic results.
Yeah, there is that fine line, isn't it? You don't want to be taking the mick and just need to be in it for the money by having such a high price tag. And then you also don't want to be underselling yourself and come off as really good value for the cheap amount of money.
Okay, and next step is consistently showing up. So showing up almost every day in your marketing for your audience, because you should be running a coaching business with an offer that you're excited about.
Yes.
And if you're not excited about it, you're not going to show up. But if you are offering something that you think, wow, this is actually going to change people's lives, or you have changed people's lives with your program, then why wouldn't you want to be showing up every day? Why wouldn't you be inspired to be there? Because when you have that power to transform people's lives, of course, it's your duty to show up and offer that service so that you can change as many lives as possible doing it.
But also you need to recognize what showing up is as well, because just showing people your thoughts on how you've impacted someone and doing a post about that or writing something about that, and just showing up on how you have got this free time now because you've earned this money, because you've finished with a client, and you have a lifestyle business at play now. So showing up consistently doesn't always need to mean a lot of hard work at once. It can just mean showing up in showing your life and showing your successes and the value of the knowledge that you have and the experience you have, and putting that out there. You need to be very consistent with this, and you need to do it on the platforms that are appropriate for it in the way that is appropriate for those platforms.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like showing up looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
We've all got different personalities, different ways of communicating. You've got different audiences, so you'll be speaking to them in a different way. So that is quite bespoke and particular specific to you and what your coaching business is all about. Okay, but showing up consistently. I spoke about this on a recent post actually. It can burn some people out. Now, even when you're excited about your coaching program, your coaching business, if you are to show up every day, you might start to feel like it's going to get mundane. Now, hopefully not. Hopefully you can be inspired. And this is why we say focus on the results of the clients rather than the money in the business, because money isn't a long-lasting motivator, whereas actually helping people and feeling like self-worth, feeling like you're actually making a difference is going to motivate you in the long term.
Yeah.
However, a great way to stay motivated is to operate your business in sprints. So Jenna and I operate sprints. You'll probably notice if you actually follow our personal pages and our business page that there is sort of cycles that we have in our business. So a sprint for us is we have a particular outcome, a particular target in our business that we're going to be aiming for. And this could be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. We decide on what the time frame of that sprint is. And then we have targets that we're hitting within that sprint. Not all financial. Some of them are, speaking to a certain number of people, helping a certain number of people,
networking,
offering something. For example, say this training is part of a sprint. And we've got this planned out in terms of what outcome we want out of our business. And the advantage of that is that you get excited for the sprint. So when you've got a shorter time frame ahead of you, you're looking at that and you can make a game out of it. Jenna and I can play off each other, which is great, but even yourself in your own business, you have a plan. You're like, okay, I'm going to hit that target in this time frame. What do I need to do in week 1, day 1, week 3, month 2? You've got an understanding of where you need to get to in your business. Really clear for you. You can get excited in the short term. You can put a lot of energy into it, and then you're going to follow through. And then before you know it, 3 months has passed. You've got the 5 clients or whatever it is that you were looking to get. You've got the X amount of dollars that were going to come off the back of that. And you know exactly where you are in your business. Yeah,
you don't want to underestimate the importance of having sprints and having structure like that in your business, because when you're doing it alone, and more often than not, it's a single coach, it's not a couple like this where we can push one another. But when you're doing this alone, you need that motivation, you need that structure. And sometimes if you're lacking in motivation, at least you have the structure that can get you on track. So it's a backup to have this.
Yeah, falling back on the process is a great way to bounce you back. Like, we're all human. We are going to have cycles of energy, cycles of clients coming in, cycles of, I've just say you just worked with a bunch of clients and then they've all left your business. You might feel a lull then. How do you get started again? How do you kickstart? And there's just revenue generating strategies for getting that energy back into your business.
So that's it, right? That was pretty simple. At least we think so. So I hope you've got lots of value out of all this. We can answer any questions you might have. Please feel free to DM us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can with them. We hope that you have enough there to get going and that your journey ahead doesn't seem so blurred and unfocused anymore, and you're able to get that vision back and go straight ahead with what it is that you're trying to achieve in a clear manner.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.